the show. It's called Chirpin', yo. And chirpin's what we do. And if you play a little bit of hockey, then I'm sure you'd be chirpin' too. So I started this show with my good friend and my crazy ass cousin. So get on this mic and we'll chirp all night, 'cause we're chirping to you. So pull up a chair and grab a brew and listen to Chirpin', Chirpin'. Yeah, I'm talking about the dirt dang chirpin'. You know I got that dumb chirpin'. Yeah, I'm talking about the dirt dang chirpin'. Got that dumb bang chirpin'. Yeah.
What in the hell are you doing? Give me that guitar right now. You're done.
Go back to the pond.
I'll go f yourself, buddy.
I've heard better chirps out of a dead bird.
You.
You.
And Hank Williams Sr., you are not.
Welcome to Chirpin', the podcast that talks about hockey, life, and everything in between.
And now for your starting lineup, on mic number one, Jason, a.k.a. the Speed Demon, a.k.a. the Post Ringer, a.k.a. the Never Passer, a.k.a. the Golden Mitts, Dooz. On mic number two, the King of Beer League, Brent Bélanger. On mic number three, Stephan, are you even listening to my story? See? And last but not least, on the backup mic, producer, nobody puts baby in the corner, Chris!
What's up, boys?
How you guys doing today?
Hello, everybody.
That's right. Chris, good to see you again.
Good to see you guys.
Welcome back.
Absolutely.
I thought he quit last week. It's good to see him.
I know. I don't really care to see you guys, so I always ask Chris how he's doing. I don't ask how you guys are doing.
Packing up my mic and I'm leaving.
I talk to you guys enough.
Well, it is your mic, so I can't really,
I was so tired of you guys. I didn't even look at my phone today.
We noticed.
You didn't even bring your phone
Didn't
today.
text.
Yahtzee.
So what's up, man? What's what? It's the what's what, boys. What's going on, Chris? What's new with you? What we haven't seen you in a week. What's going on?
Not a whole lot, actually. Just another week.
Did you have a good week?
Oh, yeah. My bonus came last week, so I went to Sam's Club.
Spend it
Splurged a
all.
little.
Oh.
Could you define bonus? You mean stimulus or actual bonus?
No, separate from that.
It's
Work
work
bonus. Work bonus.
Yeah. He
Would
makes
you-
too
would
much
you-
money
would
to
you
get a
s-
stimulus.
What did you
Oh, I don't know
splurge
about
on?
all that.
Clothes.
What'd you buy?
Actually closed.
There you
yes.
go. That's okay. That's okay. What about you? There, Labatt's blue.
Labatt's blue. plug for somebody who's not.
Bélanger.
No one here's
You know what?
drinking
It's
it.
been absolutely hectic last 5 days. Been working on getting teams set up for the tournament, which means I do a lot of my stuff live. And I've been doing a lot of coding, make sure things are working and all that other kind of stuff. I've also been doing a lot of testing with possibly going live with a video feed of all the games that are going to be played this year at the Silver Puck Challenge.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to bring something new to the table every year. I try to kind of brainstorm a little bit and try to think of what can I add to it to make it, more worth people's time and energy and have a little bit more fun with it. Last year or last couple of years, it's been the jerseys. I've been doing a lot of jersey design this last weekend too. But I want the tournaments to have a feel like, this is our NHL. I know we're a bunch of beer leaguers, but we got to feel like we're important too. So I want to be able to have some broadcasts and, get the sponsors out there in a different kind of way. And maybe, you can take a look at the video and see how you actually play, which I probably won't watch any of those.
No, but honestly, I'm not going to lie. I was actually thinking about this driving the other day. I'm like, how cool would that be to just have some, we're old. I get it. We're in the men's league and we're not that cool, but we do some pretty cool stuff sometimes. It'd be kind of cool to go back and watch it. I mean, everybody's filming themselves this day. They're filming each other, kick each other in the nuts, and they watch it 100 times. Why not watch me dangle or fall. I don't
Or
whatever
pass.
it
Oh
may
yeah,
be.
pass. I was just gonna say, Chris, you nailed that one.
Zing.
But it would be kind of fun. I thought, you know what?
I don't have 3 hours to waste looking for a pass though.
It's like Live Barn.
Yeah, fair enough. But
You know what though? Like I have watched a little bit of that Live Barn, and I've enjoyed it. I would like to see if I can get some better angles. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not a professional at this stuff, but you know, I want people to be able to look back maybe over the years, or if a team's coming in from not from this area and they're new and they want to check it out and to see where their team may rate. It'd be a good way to give them a visual.
honestly, a guy that at the rinks there that I play at, one of the dads, I should say, he takes like this little stick thing. And he has one of those like 360 GoPros so it can see the whole ice.
Yep.
And he puts it and he clamps it to the top of the glass, and it kind of like sits above the glass, so it's kind of up in the air and it sees the whole rink.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And he puts those live on Facebook, and so we can watch like our kids when he's there.
So you've seen these videos. I'd like to check those out. Does it look good?
Yeah, the quality's a lot better than Live Barn's cameras
Okay.
because he uses a GoPro.
And if the puck's on that close side next to that camera, do you still see that, or do you lose that a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, because it's like it's like a fish angle or fish eye. I think that's what they call it. So you kind of got like that weird a little bit, but or the panoramic. You guys seen those camera pictures. So it's kind of like that. But I mean, the quality is you can like see the numbers and stuff, and some stuff's a little bit farther away as like when you get to the ends of the net. But
Right.
I mean, you're also not backed way up in the stands where you can get a good view. It's kind of close being on the glass, but
For what we're doing, it'd probably be perfect. Though.
right. So
Are you gonna get the little red tail on the puck?
1988 Fox Tracks.
Oh, man. That was so
I wouldn't
annoying.
want that because what was it, like 85 miles an hour at turn red? I would never turn red for me. That would just be embarrassing.
thinking of that, you know what we have to do? So I bought a shot reader, like a radar for
okay.
hockey shots, and I was down in the old work zone there in my basement,
Yeah.
shooting a little bit, and I was like, this would be fun.
Heck yeah.
Like get together, have some beers, so you can get some hardest shots going. I
now
think
it's
it'd be
time for
kinda
harder
fun.
shot.
I'm not gonna tell you what my shot was yet, so I'm gonna work on it a little
Let
bit.
me know when you do that, and I'm going to probably be busy.
Fair enough. But
Does it read it if it doesn't get off the ice?
I think so. I think so. The boys were getting it to read. I mean, the boys, they're 12, and they were. Justin topped out at like 39. So
See right
not
there,
terrible.
you just talked me out of doing the whole thing because if I can't beat a 12-year-old,
This is 39. So, and you know what I was just thinking too, Brent? You were talking about doing the live stream for the tournaments, and so people could watch. What about like putting something up out in the parking lot? Maybe not in the parking lot, but under that lean-to where it's kind of like you got a projector,
yep.
so people could hang out and watch the games.
Yeah, if you remember last year, Josie was out there. She actually brought a TV out there, that big TV, and we were watching the NHL out there because everything was kind of locked down a little bit. I'm sure she could get a feed and be able to have the games going on out there in the parking lot, or somebody could do it. I'm not saying she has to do it,
Yeah,
but
no, that'd be cool.
I mean, why couldn't you have a laptop and just run a HDMI cable to it, and you
Bingo,
could,
bango,
you know,
bongo.
have a few pops
Throw a
and
little
have
TV out
hot
there.
dogs and
Well, you can also check time and score if there's a way to put that on there.
Well, absolutely, that would be pretty
So
cool.
You could be like, oh, how much time is left? You don't have to run all the way into the rink and check it out. You can basically
Yeah,
look
keep
and
someone
say, I got
updating.
Another
Yeah,
10
I've been-
minutes, run
I've
back,
been
have a
actually
beer, go back out.
Playing
Or,
with it and really trying to figure it out this last week, and I've got it down so you could actually have two cameras. So if us three chuckle has decided to do a live look in, we could be sitting there and have the cameras on us while the game's going, and we could chirp them up while they're out there on the ice and go from there.
Yeah, we need a color guy.
Yeah. Stephan, what you got going on this weekend? What was your what's what?
Oh, so my what's what of what went on this week, last weekend. I jumped on the ice with Case's Learn to Play group. They got a lot of numbers and kids, and there wasn't a whole lot of coaches there this time around. So I jumped out there, and a former NHL player referred to me as coach while I was on the ice, let me run a drill. So that was kind of
Oh,
cool.
the goalie.
Yeah, not a big deal.
The goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
called a coach.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe it.
I mean, when
myself.
I look at you, all I
let
see
me
is
ask you this:
leadership.
Yeah.
Did
Did
you
he laugh
have?
when
Were
you
you
said it?
like? You're like, I got my skates. Yep. You've been waiting to be called up. It's like you've been waiting to be called in.
Well,
He brings them every
And
week.
he wears them around his neck. He's with the hockey stick in his hand. He's got that look on his face. You need anybody, coach?
whenever you're ready, I'm ready to go.
Just tell me.
He gave me the green light, and then
You got nervous, didn't
the
you?
next 2 weeks, I was like, yeah, maybe I'll just kind of wait. There was enough people there, and then this week I finally brought the skates. And
They're all
"All right, I'm
dads
going
out there, man. Just get out there and skate.
Well, they're dads, but
No, they're
like
dads.
Mike doesn't have a kid that's playing in the Learn to Play as far as I know, and then the head coach from Northview, his kids are like younger than Kaysen, so he doesn't have any kids that are playing.
No, but they probably. I mean, it's the same way with
It's
our
mainly
program. There's a
those
couple
two.
coaches out there, like the Granville High School coach is there, and the Jenison High School coach is usually there, and then pretty much everybody else is just dads who have kids on the ice, and or other dads like me. I still go coach mites, and I don't even have a kid in mites. They just
Yeah.
I love working with those kids.
Oh, for sure.
And they love having me there. So
Yeah.
you know, so do it, man. You might as well.
It's kind of weird how they have it. It's basically those two coaches, and then they have a couple of kids from the Hawk program that are like 12-year-old,
That help out.
15-year-old that help, and then some from Kennewa Hills and Northview high school kids. So.
Just show up every day and go out there until someone kicks you off. Seriously, that's what I started doing.
Oh,
I heard
I got
you got some
permission.
chirping about your attire a little bit.
I did. Oh my gosh! So I had my hockey.
You should go to Sam's Club. Fix that.
for hockey pants.
Yeah.
Well, I had my hockey pants in the bag. I just kind of was. I was in one from the night before, so I
Did
was
you
just
put
kinda
your
doing
shoulder pads
whatever.
on for this?
No, I didn't put the. I don't own shoulder pads.
A true beer leaguer.
So yeah, Kazi and his wife were giving me a hard time about wearing jeans, and then quickly Danelle jumped in on him. So I had one skate on, and I was like, well, I can go put my pants on if you guys think it's that big of a deal, but I don't think it's that taboo. These are flex fit jeans, for crying out loud. I feel like I'm wearing jeggings.
So you're telling me that Kazi, the guy that hasn't wore jeans since, I don't know, 2004, because he hasn't been able to fit in them, was giving you a hard time?
Of all the people,
It's because he was jealous he couldn't wear them
he shows up in fucking sweatpants everywhere he goes.
everywhere.
I love that guy. Seriously, I don't think I've seen that guy in jeans ever in my life.
He's usually wearing sweatpants or shorts every time I've
Yep.
ever seen him.
Nah, man, I wear jeans all the time. I'm sure
Baby
people look at me
reveal,
like an idiot, but I don't care.
sweatpants.
I'm comfortable skating in jeans.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable skating in pants or sweats. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys are young. I'm not going to lie to you. If somebody said, hey, you know what? Brent, I want you to be a coach. I never had that honor
Hold
in
on,
my
let me go
life.
stretch.
I'm going to put on all the pads because if I fall, I could blow a hip out and I'm done.
I actually started wearing shin guards in practices recently because A, couple little kids think it's super funny to whack me, and then B, they always have me do like the really tough skating drills that require me to like get down on a knee. And the last time I didn't have pads on, my knees were like black and blue. So, anywho's moving forward, man, not bad. What's what? I want to talk about this hit. Let's talk about this hit. Who is it?
Yeah.
You showed me a video. I don't
there's
remember the
another
names.
one.
Yeah, so we've got another hit.
Yeah, another hit.
That's chronicling the big buzz in the NHL. So this time it was Penguins player Tanev who hit Boston Bruins tenority, and it was a clean hit.
Welcome back, Chris.
Thanks.
From all in my perspective, it looked like he was passing the puck and was a little off balance from the pass, clean shoulder to chest, happened to be probably about maybe 6-7 feet off the boards. Well, he went through them. The guy went flying back into the boards, hit the back of his head, got knocked out, and then Tenardi got penalized with I think it was a 5 in a game. So
They gave him that much, huh?
they
Yeah,
give
they said
him
it made-
misconduct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
I saw the actual hit just before this podcast, but I didn't hear what the ramifications, if that's the correct word to use.
Yeah, booted.
You know, to me, I've been that guy, always off balance. And you know what? I think I think in that situation, he just caught himself in a bad situation. He was leaning. He was a little off balance. And I don't care that the guy hit him. I thought the hit was clean. But I think even if the guy didn't lay into him, he's still
Oh, he was
gonna
going
go fly.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
still.
I think that's another 2-minute boarding if you wanted to, because the guy got hurt. And the team would be up in arms for him taking a 2-minute boarding.
Well,
But-
absolutely.
Yeah, I struggle so hard with some of the stuff that's going on with that stuff. I mean, if it's a clean hit, you gotta let it go. I understand that the players want to protect their teammate and stuff. I totally can respect that, but you can't have the hard feelings about, even as a player, when you get hit, knowing that you're off balance and you put yourself in that situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was just gonna say. Let's be honest. This is hockey, guys. We've been playing it for years. This is the game. Get your head up. Be paying attention, and that's why hitting. Again, that's part of why it's a game. Like, hey, he's gonna think next time that kid's coming at him. Now, we had the talk last week. I defended somewhat that hit. Seeing this hit, I'm almost.
You're talking
pit-
about the Wilson hit.
Yeah,
about
so I
Tom Wilson
somewhat
hit, yeah.
defended that one. Now seeing this one and knowing that he got booted for that, I'm sitting here like, what is going on? Like, there's no penalty for the fights that started after, for any people that tried to punch somebody in the face and actually tried to hurt somebody. There's no penalty for that. But there's a penalty in a game, misconduct, for a dude who was out there playing hockey. Mind you, we're talking millions of dollars to these
Yeah, they make millions.
well,
right?
they make millions, but we're talking
in
millions that
fines?
come to the
revenue.
in revenue that come back to these teams for winning the Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah.
So they're not there to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
They're there to win, and that was legal. And you give a game misconduct for something like that.
Yeah.
And that was clean. I don't think it could have gotten any cleaner. That
clean
makes me
hit.
say, okay, last week Wilson hit, that was dirty. If that was dirty, if that one was
And I didn't
egregiously
think that one
dirty.
was
No, we talked
that
about
dirty,
that.
but yeah, I mean, a boarding or something like that would be fine.
Touching base on the last week thing, the biggest problem I had with it is the guy has history.
Right.
And
That was
you know,
your main argument. When you got a history, I
When you have a
understand
history-
that argument. I understand.
And there
that-
was shoulder to head, and that's a rule. You're
It
not
is,
supposed to be shoulder to
absolutely.
head. I get that, but I didn't think it was intentional.
But
But
the
this
shoulder to the head
was
wasn't
shoulder to
initial
shoulder.
contact.
the puck was even right there. I mean, this is a hockey play.
This is
Yeah.
hockey play all day long.
It was shoulder to chest.
Sorry if you disagree. I will fight you.
Well, we certainly hope that he's okay from concussion, and the guy that got hit. So Tenorti has had concussions in the past. So you certainly hope that this isn't something that turns him into a Mark
Absolutely.
Savard kind of thing where he can't play hockey anymore because of the risk.
We
involved.
hope that. Absolutely.
But
I agree.
Scary
still
things
clean hit
happen.
and accidents happen. Yeah, scary things happen out there.
I mean,
Yeah, that's a great segue, actually.
yeah.
Well,
go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say. Speaking of scary, the 19-year-old Russian Timur Fazutinov, I think is how you say Fazutinov.
Something like
Timur Fazutinov. We're guessing on that one, so please don't eat us alive. But that's a hard one to say. 19-year-old kid plays in the juniors, Russian, takes a puck to the head and dies. That's
That's
sad.
sad. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
extremely sad. It's
That's
terrible.
sad. Did you? I mean, and now there's no video of this.
So
Nobody saw this. We just heard about this.
Yeah, to my knowledge, there's no video of it happening, so we don't know if he expired on the ice or
No,
if he
it was-
succumbed to
it
his
was later.
injuries. Oh, it was. You can.
It
confirm
was
that.
later,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
From what I heard about it, it was kind of either a clearing puck or a puck being shot into the zone and kind of came off the glass or something like that. I might not have my facts totally correct on this. It doesn't matter that the puck caromed off something and it struck him in the head.
And this was during the game, not in warm up, so without
No,
helmets
this was
or
during
something.
the game.
So he had a helmet on. Do we think that he was struck in the face or like the ear area?
It was
where
a
doesn't
temporal
cover.
The temporal
So that's
area by
over
the
by
eye.
your eye area.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe he wasn't.
Yeah, but without a
wearing
cage
visor or
on, because
something.
they're not wearing cages
Yeah,
at that
Yeah.
level. That's
They
pretty
got a
flimsy
visor
right
probably,
there.
yeah,
it's flimsy.
absolutely.
Could be the
Yeah.
impact too, even with the helmet on.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of padding on that area. of the
Let
helmet.
me ask you guys this real quick. I'm just kind of wondering again for the listeners. Big hockey player, not a big hockey watcher, not super knowledgeable of like rules and pro things and things like this. Why
Nuances.
you're not allowed to wear a cage in the pros? Correct.
You
can wear a
can
cage.
wear
Yeah,
one.
you
It's
can wear a cage.
It's one of those things where the unwritten rule, you don't wear one.
So here we are, giving guys games for hits and stuff like that because of protection reasons, but You know, we got guys dying on the ice where maybe if he had a cage on and some metal right there, he'd probably still be alive.
Potentially,
yeah.
hard to say, really.
I mean, that's the risk you take when
I'm
you,
poking the bear with that one.
They have to wear visors now. The AHL
Yes.
is mandated. Even if you
NHL
are a
is too, isn't
seasoned
it?
veteran, you come down, you have to wear a visor in the AHL. In the NHL, they have the grandfather.
Yes.
Like, wasn't it McInnes who wouldn't wear a
No,
helmet?
McTavish.
That was the
The
last one
helmet.
not wearing a helmet.
Yes.
Same kind of thing when they mandated, all right, helmets are required, but he was grandfathered in. So guys like, oh crap, I'm having a brain fart here. For the Ducks. Oh boy, the captain of the Anaheim Ducks.
Well, producer Chris will look
Emilio
it up.
Estevez.
Yeah.
Great producer Chris.
I'm totally having a brain fart here. Anyway, he's been in the league for a considerable amount of time, and he doesn't wear a visor. But the younger guys coming up,
They have to.
Yeah. Yep.
And they should.
I agree. I mean,
Look, Chris, don't worry.
anybody that plays at any competitive level, you know, you have to understand and take responsibility for the outcome of the game. Yeah, go ahead, Stephan.
Ryan Getzlaff. Sorry for yelling.
No, Ryan Getzlaff.
Jeez Louise.
You know, accidents happen, and it's the last thing that any of us want to see or be a part of or even happen to us. But that's an inherent risk of every time you step on, you know, the pitch, the gridiron, the ice, any of it.
It don't matter.
It
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
matter.
every time I used to strap on the back of a bull, it might have been my last ride.
Yep.
You know, and
What
that's
was
a
her
little
name?
dramatic, but you know, that's honestly though. That's
Got
I mean,
'em.
every time you go on the football field, there's a chance you're going to get injured and never be able to play again.
There's
we take
inherent
those
risk with anything
chances.
we do.
but-
Getting in the car.
This is sad. It's
It
a
is.
19-year-old kid. Probably
Whole life in
had.
front
I
of
mean,
him.
you said he
Future
was
ahead
the
of him.
captain.
He was the captain,
So he probably
yes.
had a little bit of time left to get to where he wanted to be.
Yep. I think, you know, I made a post on Facebook regarding the situation. And, you know, I've had this conversation with my girlfriend and other people. And some people look at me like I'm a little bit crazy. But when you were talking about playing at that competitive level, I know for myself, I played a high level of soccer. I have played with people that played extremely high level of sports. And I may be completely wrong in my terminology. I put it to the best way that I know how to explain it is you do sign a contract with yourself that you understand that the ultimate outcome can be death. And if you want to make it to that next level, you have to understand that could be one of the consequences. In the post that I made, I also think that was the most freeing thing for somebody like me. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I like the rush. And so once I came to terms with that contract, it was almost freeing for me. It was like, I know what the outcome can be. Nothing can stop me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
the holdback was gone.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know about you guys, but that's always been my kind of take. And I know the way I've played my whole life. I don't like to lose.
I've never held back. I mean, I haven't played super high level in our typical sports, but I mean, you know, I race dirt bikes at a pretty high level. I used to race motocross. And, I mean, there's moments when you're like, I want to win and I'm just going to pin it. And I might get hurt really bad.
Things go sideways.
Oh, I'm going to jump this jump. Cause it'd be like it has happened to me a couple times. You know, the jump is usually a finish line. Well, if you go too fast, you over jump. But the only way you're passing that guy in that short amount of time is if you over jump it by going fast enough. Cause he's got to slow down to not over jump it. And there's been a handful of times where I just see ya
Pin it, go.
to get across the line first, and then you're like, this is gonna hurt, and it does. It does not feel very
that
good.
doesn't sound fun.
So that's happened a couple times for me, but yeah, that's just or you know you're coming into a corner and you're like, I gotta pass him now. It's the last one, and you just I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm either gonna dump it, I'm either gonna fly off the dang berm and go flying, and you know, or just whatever it may be. But I never held back. I never really thought about that stuff. But to hear about it, because you know, for example, I had a buddy, and it was actually my brother's good friend, but got in a dirt bike accident and pretty much became, I don't want to say a full-on paraplegic because he can move a little bit, but brain damage, all that. I mean, he's a vegetable, and he's still alive today, and you know, but he's it's sad. He used to be a
Right.
regular, normal, everyday guy, and now he's in a wheelchair and doesn't know who you are. But those are the
sad.
chances, and like you said, those are the risks we take.
You know,
we all go into it that way. We put our ante in.
the other side of the whole thing is, last night I play on a team. There's 15 guys on the team, and you know what? 11 of them, they've only been skating for like 5 months. They're absolute beginners. Accidents are going to happen, as you're learning the game and all that other kind of stuff that goes with it. And to play against a team that doesn't know how to pump the brakes a little bit, that I feel that's where a beginner gets hurt. That's where you demoralize somebody that's trying to learn the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And they don't want to be a part of it.
You get discouraged.
You get
I
discouraged.
don't want to play with these guys.
Yep. Is this what I got to look forward to?
Hockey is in the beginner stage.
Uh,
So would you say the other team was overloaded with talent, or they're playing a bracket down or a level down? Rather,
I would say like a full level down. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm a dirty player, but I got my little shots in, and I did my little verbal sparring, if you will.
Yeah, we
I
can
mean,
see you when you get a little.
Oh yeah, they're
strong.
I mean,
out there.
you're coming down 3-on-1 with a guy playing defense that can barely skate backwards, barely knows the position at all, and they're tic-tacking all around it, just a roof on a goalie that's playing for 6 months.
Yeah, that
It's-
can't be fun for anybody involved.
I was like, give that guy the game puck, man. That's number 10.
That is this
was
what
the
we were
score?
talking about earlier? The sandbaggers.
Yeah, the sandbagging
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, this is our next segment, the sandbaggers.
Well, no, he
Nice
jumped. He
little
led
pilot.
right into it. Perfect
Yeah.
timing, by the way, because we had about another minute before we were about
had
to
it
get there.
right on the
So,
list here, so we're
shabam,
working right through
So
it.
that was
Nice
what you were
transition.
talking about earlier. Which,
Yeah.
Okay, so for listeners, sometimes we talk about things, but we don't actually talk about them. We come up with a little outline, and so it's I'm like, oh, okay, that's why you wanted to talk about this. Okay, so
Oh,
now
yeah.
I'm filled in a little bit.
I sit closest to Chris so I can look over and I see the time schedule. So if I see an opportunity, I take it.
Somebody's got
Oh
to
yeah,
this thing
I
along.
jumped right in. This guy, especially we're talking hockey. Part of the what's what, which I forgot. So I had a hockey tournament this weekend, for the boys, for my son's Pee Wee A team, and there was a team from Chicago there. I have seen a lot of stuff in my day playing hockey with parents, but holy crap. I had watched a dad from the other team, as one of our players was getting off the ice, pretty much call him a piece of shit.
No kidding.
A 12-year-old.
Really?
It was the player's dad or the dad saying that to another kid?
I'll give you some context. We're playing the Chicago team. We played them Sunday morning, and that was determined who went to the playoffs. It just so happened to work out that that team had also had like a very similar record to us, so we were going to see them again. Now, we had tied them. We played terrible. But it was also a 7 o'clock in the morning game that was an hour away. So the kids, all kids, including their kids, were just probably wrecked. It was a terrible, slow game. But the Chicago team, we had to stop the game 4 times, and the coach had to come out and pick kids up off the ice. 2 times of which was the goalie. Now, they only have one goalie, so you had to stand out there with him for a minute. Whatever, right? But you could, and so context for our team, not once this year have we had to come out, has a coach had to come out on the ice and get a kid. It's just the kids get up, they go to the bench, and they cry it out on the bench if they have to. It's kind of just a thing. Like, if I got to come I tell Justin, if your coach comes and gets you, I'm coming and pulling you off the bench, and we're changing, and you're getting out of your clothes.
Absolutely.
Like, if you're injured or you're hurt. If you're hurt, get up, get off the ice. If you're injured, that means you can't play anyway, so that's fine. Just stay on the ice because it's safe. But injured versus hurt. So
Sure.
every one of these kids that laid on the ice, next shift was back out. So I just, it annoys me, but whatever. Whatever. But this goalie, 2 times. So second game, 4 times again. 3 times of which was the goalie. 1 time this kid was screaming so loud, like I thought they might have actually called an ambulance.
Really?
But he actually ended up getting off the ice. The parents came around and like had to carry him off. The coach had, when I say carry, I mean like pick up and like kind of help off the ice. No, this coach had to like cradle this kid, like pick him up completely off the ice. And then he was like running around, I don't know, whatever. So it got to the point where our players had ran into the goalie again. He kept holding his head. And when I say flopping around like a dead fish, I mean flopping around
Flailing.
like a dead fish. Meanwhile, the coach of this team is sitting there just talking to the ref while this kid's flapping around. As soon as the coach gets over to him, stops, game back on. Well, the team was losing now. They were down by 2 goals at this point, and 2-1 with 8 minutes left in the game, 7 minutes. One of our players gets rode into the goalie a little bit. It was not even a massive amount of contact. I'm talking I could probably push you from 1 inch away from you harder than the contact was. It really wasn't that bad. But the goalie went all nanners again. The parents got so mad that they pulled the goalie's parents pulled the kid off the ice. They're like, "We're done, coach. We're done. We're pulling." They don't have another backup goalie, right? So now they either forfeit or they play with 6 men. So the the coach is asking the kids. I was sitting close enough where I could hear all this because I don't stand in the stands. I don't sit in the stands. I don't like listening to parents. And our parents are really good. It's not them. It's the other parents. I just don't like hearing it. So I go and stand on the ends behind the goalie. So I can.
You know what? I want you to finish your story, but yeah. I will say something about parents. I coached soccer for 10 years, travel, Premier League, and you know what? When you have good parents like that makes all the difference. As a coach, my parents, we made a deal, and I had the same team for 10 years. That my parents never jumped on a ref. They never jumped on the other team. And we actually had a team rule that you don't jump on the kid after a loss. They already feel bad enough. We'll deal with it on Monday when the practices start. Mm-hmm. You know what? Let them detox a little bit. They're already kind of feeling bad enough on their own. We don't need to address it right now. And you know what? For 10 years, I loved my parents. I mean, they always had my back, and they actually respected what I asked right out the gate, and they carried it through for 10 years.
And that's what led me after this whole thing to realize how awesome the parents are and how awesome the kids are and how awesome the coaches are of our team, because it's not like that everywhere. It is not even close. I mean, just and you hear the annoyances, and again, that's why I don't sit with our parents, and it's not because of them, it's because of the other parents. But yeah, like I said, I mean, it was so bad, and again, because the goalie, his dad was, and I was always watched behind the other goalie, right? I like to see the goals, so I had to listen to him in the first game and now the second game, just saying what he says, doing what he does, whatever. I just try to ignore it. But he ends up pulling the goalie off. The kids decide, the coach asks the kids if they want to forfeit, if they want to play with 6. They want to play with 6, right? So we're playing with 6 kids. All of a sudden, the coach starts throwing extra kids out there, 7 and 8, just nonchalantly. I'm sitting right there. I can hear him. He's like, "Go." Throwing kids. So then they got to blow whistles and give penalties. I'm like, why? At which point, because before he started doing this, we had scored an empty netter, right? So now we're up by 3-0. And so he just starts chucking kids out there until the ref finally, because he got to blow the whistle every couple minutes, because they had 8 kids out there at one point in time. 8. The ref, and I heard him say to all the kids, he goes, "Everybody go." Just set everybody on the ice. You know what? And I'm like, you know what? Finally, they just called the game. There was only 2 minutes left anyways. And then the kids are getting off the ice, and they're all smiling and laughing.
What does that teach the kids, though?
Well, exactly, right? And so the other team gets right off the ice. They don't even, do the stick tap to congratulate the other team for winning. They just get right off the ice, right? So then some parent, I think, from that team was like, "No, get back on the ice and tap your sticks for the team that won." Don't be... I think they were embarrassed that the parents pulled their goalie. I think everybody knew he was a faker, because I seen him running around. Anyways, so finally our kids are getting off the ice, and
kids
for
too.
some reason this goalie's dad is sitting right there by the door, right by the door. So I start making my way over there because I've been listening to him. I know he's fuming, and he was really mad at one of the players on our team because apparently this kid ran into the goalie twice. I don't know, maybe he did, but he says to the 12-year-old, keep smiling, buddy. And then he turns around to his parents, as our kid is walking away, and goes, "Did you see him smile at me? What a piece of shit." And not Now, if you guys know me, I have a little bit of anger. Like, I don't control it super well. I mean, I'm a nice guy, but, like, when I'm mad, I'm mad. I started working my way through people.
Never
I was going to
experienced
get
that.
to him, and I was going
I
to...
haven't seen that at all.
Yeah.
Oh, my
never.
Lord, I was going to let him have it. But as I started going there, I'm like, Jason, you do this, and you will never watch your kid play again. They will kick you out of the rinks because they don't take that stuff lightly anymore.
Oh, no,
You
no,
get in a fight in a rink with another parent, and both of you are gone
Oh,
for,
yeah.
like, banned forever.
Which should be the case.
Which should be, which is why I
Absolutely.
didn't. But who calls a 12-year-old as he's walking, who tough talks a 12-year-old and then calls him a piece of shit? Are you kidding me?
Like I said, the parents were great that I had, and the kids that I had. I mean, it was I over all those years, I would only have to say something once, and those kids did it. And you know what? The biggest lesson that I said, you know what? After a game, I don't care if you win, I don't care if you lose. You're gonna go out there. You're gonna shake hands with every single guy, and the only thing that's gonna come out of your mouth is good game and anything extra that's positive. You don't get into it. If they say anything, you just keep moving on, and then you go thank the rest for their time, and then we'll go talk. There's nothing that needs to be said. It's over.
No,
It's
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
I so sorry I had to jump in that. I just had to share that because it was you kept talking about hockey and something came up about it. But anyways, let's move forward, man. Because we've been talking about some serious stuff. Summer plans, man. Summer's about here, right? Today here was 55. What 55? It was beautiful
Yeah,
out
it's
today.
beautiful out. It
Sunshine.
was a great reminder that we've been on lockdown for a year.
I know, and it started getting me thinking, like, man,
only
what
been
am
a
I gonna
year.
do this summer?
It's only been a year.
I know, but I think it's, I'm excited. I got, obviously for us, me and Stephan, it's our busy time of the year. The summer building
we're
starts,
ramping right up.
Dillman starts picking up. They're starting throwing foundations in. But I didn't do a whole lot last year. I worked really hard. So this year I'm looking really forward to like getting the kids out in the boat and doing a lot more fishing. I live right by the river. We love it. I'm considering buying another boat or a new boat, not another one. I mean a new one.
Yeah.
I'm just considering buying an actual bass fishing boat for the family. Now we got the baby and stuff and give us a nice boat to go out on and that can fit all the kids. I'm getting excited for that, really, out of all things. What about you, Steph? You got some plans or
Yeah.
anything coming up?
I'm itching to, as the weather gets warmer, pull the boat out, go out and do some tubing. And
Because you just bought a boat last year.
Yeah, I bought a boat last year. Got it July 5th, and we had some fun on it. For that half of the summer. So we're looking forward to having our first full summer on it.
And you guys really liked it. I remember you telling me you only went a few
Yeah.
times last year, but you were like, "This is what we're supposed to be doing with our days."
We were thinking okay, get a camper, a boat, or a recreational vehicle of some sort. And our in-laws have a pool, so we're there quite a bit and whatnot. But we found a good deal for $2,000 on an old boat, and it ran and floated. So we pulled the trigger and went out and did that and had fun. And it's we did the camping thing once before, and it was kind of a drag as far as getting into the campground late and dealing with all that, and having to go
Well, if you could
shower
back up a
at the
trailer.
bath stall. What's that?
If you could back up a trailer.
I can back up a trailer just fine. It's just a little tricky to back up a trailer when the campground's completely packed and you got 32 feet of trailer to back around everybody's awnings and bicycles and all that crap.
Oh, you're talking
that
about the
comes
Grand
out.
Haven time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
those are tough
That is a
situation.
tight spot.
It
That-
is.
That wasn't the deterrent. I grew up camping. So Denal did too. I mean,
Right, you said you did
both
enough
us,
of it.
Both of us are camped out. Hey, down the road, Case wants to go camping. We're gonna go rough it. We're gonna go get a tent and do it that way. Or I'll buy a nice new $5,000 little pop-up camper.
Yeah.
Maybe $10,000. But if we really want to do that,
Well, or it's like half the places Brian goes, they have those cabins. Just rent one of them damn cabins.
you do a cabin, or better yet, we can take the boat wherever we want to go and find a hotel room that has all the amenities. on.
Exactly, which is how
And
you
if-
like it. You want
if
your
we
shower.
wanna-
and your
yeah, I
running
like to take a
water,
shower
and a
and-
bathroom that actually flushes, where you're not sitting on everybody else's.
I can
poop.
deal with it. It's not
But that's not vacation. I feel
can-
like it's
can
worse
do
than being
it,
at
but-
work.
Yeah, I pay a lot of
White
money
people.
in house payments. I stay home, get my money's worth.
Well, it's literally camping is one of the funniest things. We spend a fortune to go live worse than we
Yeah.
live at home
Yes.
for
I
fun.
have so much camping stuff, and I haven't been camping in 10 years.
What? We go camping all the time.
Yeah. Well, you
All the time.
figure your initial investment to get a decent camper with AC and stuff like that. You got a good amount there. Then your lot fees are up there, and then you got to winterize. There's a lot of work. But not only that, you got to make sure you've got all your extra stuff: plates, napkins, utensils,
Oh yeah.
towels.
I mean, even like a good
etc.
tent is expensive.
Yeah.
I still don't have like my.
it's
so
an expensive
I.
sport.
Leashes.
It is. There's so much
Leashes
that
for the
goes
kids.
into it. There's a
Right to a
lot,
tree.
but it's fun.
So you
So,
got to string your hammock up.
So you-
That's a lot of work.
so you're getting excited to boat it
Yeah,
up,
so
man.
we're excited. We, given the weekends, depending on work and everything else, we try to go out for a couple hours a week at least.
Chris, what do you got going on?
Honestly, not too much planned yet. So we'll see what happens as the summer goes on.
What
Chris
do you
is
normally
waiting.
do?
Chris is waiting for me to get the boat
Okay,
out.
not that you have anything planned. What are you excited to do?
Come watch Silver Puck hockey at the rink, eh?
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Chris is excited to go lay next to my in-laws' pool, hungover as hell from the day before, wake up at about 3:00 in the afternoon, start drinking, and do it all over again on Saturday morning.
That kind of checks out.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, what about you, Brent? What do you got on the docket?
He's gonna be a
same
rink
thing
rat.
that I've done for the last 17 years.
Sitting right
I
next to
know
Chris,
we
right?
got some tournaments coming up, buddy.
Yeah.
How's everything? So you got the SPC, right? That's this Silver Puck Challenge.
Yep, and that's coming up here. Actually, May 14th is the first weekend. As of right now, we're over 60 teams, 4 weekends. So that pretty much consumes the end of May and June. And then, celebration.
Hello.
I have the worst timing.
And then as soon as I get done with that, spend some time up at my dad's place maybe on the lake and do a little fishing with him. And then I'm going to be helping John Purz out over at Walker Ice and Fitness and see if I can help them with a month-long tournament. That'll be all through July. They have multiple brackets just like Silver Puck. And then we start prepping up for Hockey Hold'em in August. So my summer is kind of work.
Busy
Yeah.
time. Busy time of the
Had a
year.
busy winter. Now you're gearing up for a busy summer.
Absolutely. No rest for the wicked, they say.
No, that's good for you, and we all get to relish in it. So it works out.
Well, good.
Anybody else have anything else they want to add, or
You know what? I'm thinking we covered pretty much
right.
everything today, boys. It's
Good,
been
happy. I felt good with this
it's
one.
been this was good. And for listeners, just a FYI, we did get the Facebook page worked out a little bit today. We got the YouTube thing figured out. We're working on the website. So we're going to be launching here everything pretty soon. So like we said, please let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what you want to hear, what you don't want to hear, what you like and what you don't like.
Stay out of the sin bin, everybody. See you next week.
see you at the
Or
rink.
hear ya. Talk to you. Whatever.
Bye.
Have a good one.